As you can see, it lights up at the corners, which is excuse me, which is kind of nice. This is really nice. This is very, very responsive. Yeah, it looks like it's, as I press down hard, you can see as I'm moving, it's doing it in steps. Now, I dare say if you're an experienced graphic artist, you know why that happens. No, I'm not. I'm a photographer. I use tablets for photo editing. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm sure someone can tell me in the comments why it's doing that and how to avoid it. Both tablets are doing it, which leads me to believe it's not the tablet, it's the way my Photoshop is set up. So that's fine. The tablet itself is really nice. It's very, very low. It's very thin, flat to the desk. Nice, nice rubberized cable. So I really can't complain about that. Let me show you the two styluses. So here they are. As you can see, the Huion one is slightly thicker, slightly bigger, and it's just a little bit heavier. That would be the battery that's in there. In terms of, yeah, it feels like the Huion one goes down about 1 millimetre, maybe less. The XP pen, I'm pressing down, I'm just going down a good couple of mil, I'd say. And it feels like a lot further when you're actually on the tablet. There could be some spring to that. In terms of buttons, they're both very similar, very positive, and basically they feel exactly like the Wacom ones do. No difference there at all. The tablets themselves, if we compare them, the active area is about the same. This one doesn't light up. You can see, I don't know if you can make it out on the video, there's these little angles, just like we've got here on this one. The active area is the same. The Huion has this border around it which makes it ever so slightly bigger. So there you go, it's about 6 millimeters bigger in length and probably about 15 millimeters wider. In terms of thickness, well, the Huion feels about twice as thick, to be honest, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It certainly feels robust. It doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. It's got nice rubberized feet, same as the Deco has. They both feel really well made. This feels very slick. When this is a very, very slippery, slick surface. Whereas this is definitely a little bit more matte, a little bit rougher. Rough is the wrong word, there's just a little bit more friction there, that's how I would say. So this is going to be a much tougher call than I expected. I would say probably, as I didn't see much difference in using the drivers. You saw me playing with the sensitivity of the Huion one, and I wasn't really seeing much in the way of difference from that. There's a significant difference using the software with the XP. There's no doubt about it. The results, I would say, if anything, look better slightly, possibly, from my very limited testing so far that you've seen, in the XP, the Deco 1. Obviously my setup is very rudimentary at the moment. I haven't gone into the finer details of the setup, and I don't know if only having 8 hotkeys is going to be a drawback. It might not be. It's more than I had with my Wacom tablet. not really seeing a downside. I certainly didn't see any of the flat spots or jagged areas that the XP Pen tablets have exhibited in the past. Performance wise, I would say they look very similar. If anything, I would ever so slightly give the edge to the Deco 1. And you saw when I was doing quick strokes with the Huion, it was producing a very sort of a fat area and then a very sharply dropping to it like a tail. As you can see from the Deco 1 hasn't been doing that. It's very, very regular. It seems to be. Again, maybe that's set up. Maybe if I go back into the Huion and play with that sensitivity setting, and maybe I'll be able to fine tune that so it doesn't do it. But this seems to be far more, a little bit of it there, but seems to be far more organic. Yeah. So there we go. I'll do some more fiddling with the software and come back to you with some conclusions.